What up, y'all? It's your boy Prince Jonathan. I'm coming to you from Phoenix right now, and I want to try something else out. I'm doing my thoughtful walk, but I figured, hey, let's try putting it on the tripod, trying something different. Tell me in the comments what you think. It's gonna be a lot less shaky, that's for sure. Today, I wanted to talk about forgiveness. I've been saying you need to forgive yourself. I've been saying like you should forgive other people that are doing things, but I really wanted to break it down for you and break it down also for myself so I know when I'm in that situation, oh yeah, I need to do that. Forgiveness is a hard one because our culture is kind of like a not really forgiving type of thing, like you're one and done. Yup, bye. I don't need to talk to you anymore. If you hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you. It's a lot of that going on. Or even down to like, you know what, you crossed me and I don't need to talk to you no more. You're done. Now the forgiveness I really want to talk about today, my hair is going crazy because of the wind, is first I really want to talk about forgiving yourself. Because a lot of the time, you're holding on to something from your past, something that you just did, and you're putting it all on yourself and lashing yourself, and people may have actually forgiven you. People might have been like, hey JT, guess what? I forgive you for that. I really hope that you get better at what's going on and we can work together. Thanks. But in my mind, after that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I messed up on that work situation. I shouldn't have called my client that way. You know what, I gave them the wrong information. I should just quit. I'm done. I'm tired of this. Like I would get that upset with myself. And that's the thing, like, I wouldn't talk to anybody else like that. I just got forgiven from someone, and yet I'm gonna go out of my way to hurt myself. So one way you can do that is act as if you're talking to someone else. I'd be like, Jonathan, you messed up. You dropped the ball. You dropped your commitment. But here's the thing, I wanna forgive you. I know that wasn't your intention. I know the impact that you had, that it had on us, but I forgive you for what happened. I'm letting it go. I'm not forgetting about it, but I let it go, and I'm not gonna destroy you about it. That's one of the tactics. Honest to God, it's like, let it go. And a lot of people say this, and I wanna say this. It isn't let go and forgive and all that. I'm sorry, not forgive. Let go and forget. It's not forget. Your brain is never going to forget if you've gotten hurt by somebody. Your brain's never going to forget when you've messed up. Your brain will not forget about it. But the power of that memory is where the forgiveness comes in. Letting go of that power that it has over you, letting it go, saying, yep, there it goes. I'm going to do better. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to pursue my goals with 100% intensity. I'm going to do that. I'm going to show up for my coworkers. I'm going to show up for my friends. I'm not going to do that again. And here's the best part. You're a human being. You're going to hurt somebody. You're going to get upset. You're going to do it again. But you have to remember. This is what these talks are about, to remember. Yep, I can be the best human being I can possibly be. I can be that. But I understand that it's gonna happen, I'm gonna mess up. So let's try to mediate it faster. Let's get to the point faster. Let's get to the spot of forgiveness faster. Now for those that are looking at me like you crazy, I'm not forgiving other people for certain things. You're done, you got that. Here's the thing, you're still hurting yourself. You are still hurting yourself. I had an issue with some, I know this is gonna sound like mad Christian right now, but I had an issue with some leaders at a church. And it was something, this situation happened. I no longer hold the power, so I'm just trying to do it so that I don't get sued and I don't wanna do all that. But here's the thing. Me and my girl were together and they didn't like the way this situation was happening. I also was basically a leader at the church in terms of I taught the kids. I was a biblical entertainer. That's what I did. I was funny. I made the kids laugh. I made the adults laugh. They didn't like something that was happening here, and they confronted me, and they basically stripped me for what was happening. By the way, I didn't know there were other rules to what I was doing. It was basically like, hey, you funny. Get in front of these kids. And that's basically what happened. It's short story. But what they did was they started alienating her. They put her out. This one woman walked up to her and just said some nasty stuff to her, like, you know, I don't even like the way that you are anymore. I can't look at you. Basically like tearing her down. And so from then on, I was pissed. I was mad. You couldn't talk to me. And they tried to have some men talk to me. And I was like, you better step off. You better step off. Don't even talk to me about that stuff. I was so livid. And I held on to that anger for years. For years. I was telling the story that, yep, I'm not good enough to even step foot in that church, so it must be God don't even love me. Like, I was telling every story that I was a victim. And that's the thing. When you hold on to that story and you don't forgive, you're holding on to it and you're making yourself a victim. You think you strong, though. You think you sweet with it. You like, yep, I'm mad. No, you can't touch me. Armor on. But you're being a victim. It's a victim mentality there. Instead of going, you know what? And it took me years. I said it took me years. So don't think this was an overnight process. I couldn't talk to people from there. But it wasn't until I went through this like transformational thing with my mindset where it was like, you know what? Hey, I forgive y'all. You had your set of rules, I had mine, and we didn't click. I forgive y'all. The pain in this situation, I'm not holding on to that. I don't need it, because where I'm trying to go, I can't have that. Here's the kicker though. For me, I forgave them. I never once walked in there and needed to forgive them. I didn't have to go face to face and do it. I had to forgive them in my heart and say, y'all do you, best of luck. I'm gonna do me and go this way. I don't talk to them. I don't step foot on their grounds. I don't try and start anything. And if you are that person, I don't need to talk to you. I've already forgiven you. I've already let it go. Where in your life right now are you holding on to something so tightly and holding stories when it's something you can actually forgive? You can actually forgive the person, the company, whatever happened. You can actually forgive them and live your life without the power loading over you. Now, again, I didn't forget what happened because obviously I could tell the story, but the power in that story no longer holds me down. The power of them no longer holds me. And when they do something and it comes up in the news or it comes up in my face or somebody's like, hey, I'm like, hey, guess what? I'm proud of you for going to that place. They're not for me. They're not for me. There are people that I've had to do that in my own life where I'm like, you know what? You're not for me. That's fine. JT's not for everybody. I'm a speaker. I am not for everybody. I understand that. But you can forgive and take the power out of the situation. I had to forgive my mom and my dad. I had to, because of stuff I did, and I had to ask for forgiveness. Because I was doing things that was like, I'm tearing myself away from the family, and they were doing things they thought were the right things to do, and it wasn't hitting me. But guess what? When you sow love into a situation, you can actually have forgiveness. You can actually have forgiveness. Me and my mom rode for like basically 4 hours. It was 3 hours the first and then an hour and a half the next, like almost 4.5 hours. And we talked about everything because I was able to take the power off of the anger that I had and the upsetness and how I was feeling like I was rejected and she was feeling some rejection. Once we took the power off of those two things, we were able to actually have a conversation, forgive each other, and actually sow love and have a relationship. Now, what I'm about to say is really deep. I've met a lot of women, and the stat is 1 in 3 women have been molested. 1 in 3. That's too many. That is too many. But here's the thing, the women that I've met, strong, powerful queens, they forgave their molesters. They don't walk up to them. They don't need to shake their hand. They don't need to do any of that. They forgave them in their hearts and now are leading powerful lives. Like one of them was a leader in the transformation mindset thing that I did. She was a leader in that. She stood tall and proud. I would never have known that until she told her story. The power in the story was not him who's holding it over her. Was not the poison she was drinking. No, the power in the story is, hey, other women out there, this happened to me and I'm telling my story. But they don't own me. There's no power on me. None of that. I have my power. I am a queen. That's what I witnessed. And when I saw that, it lit me up inside because I knew no matter what I went through, I didn't go through that. But I learned from them that you can walk in power. You can forgive in power. You can move your life forward. And it starts with forgiveness. So forgive yourself. Take responsibility and forgive yourself. Understand that you're a human being. 2, forgive others that have transgressed against you. Forgive them. In your heart, let that power go from the situation. Use the story. If there's a story, use the story to push life forward. And number 3, definitely, if you ever been abused in some way, especially if you've ever been abused, there is a power in that. You are no longer a victim. I'm telling you right now, if it's been some time, you are not a victim. You are the strongest because you survived. And now you can live. It starts with forgiving that action and use that story. Don't be ashamed of it. Use that story to push life forward. You have it all within you. I say it every day and I'll say it again. You have everything inside of you. God has blessed you with all of the boldness, all of the power. Everything there is inside of you. You just need to open it up and let it out. Get out there, y'all. Dominate your day. Dominate your day. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. I'm about to get out this 100-degree heat and go join my family in the pool. I love y'all. Dominate your day.